Alright everyone, grab a seat because I have an incredible story to share with you today. If you're here for heartfelt stories that tug at your heartstrings and give you hope in the face of adversity, then this one's for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep sharing these amazing journeys together. Let's dive right into it. It was a typical Tuesday evening when my husband walked through our front door after a long day at work. As he set his briefcase down, I could see the weight of the world on his shoulders. He looked like a robot, devoid of emotion and tired beyond belief. My heart sank as I watched him mechanically move around the house, doing chores without any spark of life in his eyes. That night, after dinner, I took a deep breath and pulled him into our bedroom to talk. The air was thick with unspoken words and worries that had been building up for months. I didn't know how to start, so I decided to show him the post I wrote about my fears. As he read through each word, his eyes welled up with tears. This wasn't just one tear rolling down a cheek, it was full-on sobbing, something I never thought I'd see from this man who always seemed invincible. He held me tightly for what felt like an eternity before he spoke. His voice was trembling as he told me about the pressures of life right now. "The world is in such a bad place," he said, his eyes glistening with tears. He explained that bringing a child into this environment had made him feel responsible for everything. As I listened to his confession, my heart shattered. I couldn't believe how much weight he was carrying all alone. He talked about the job market during the pandemic and how fortunate they both were to keep their jobs. But with our new baby on the way, it felt like the burden had doubled overnight. He said that sometimes, when the stress became too overwhelming, he would throw up but wouldn't tell anyone because he didn't want them to think less of him. He then pulled out a pack of gum and showed me how he uses it as a lifeline during his toughest moments. This small gesture was more than just a prop. It symbolized everything he had been holding back from me for months. What would you do if the weight of the world rested on your shoulders? I asked myself. He went on to explain that calling in sick wasn't an option, but somehow he managed to get away with telling his boss he had a migraine. It was just enough time to decompress and regroup before heading back into battle mode. But as he spoke, it became clear how unsustainable this approach was for someone who needed more than just a day off. I felt a wave of empathy wash over me as I listened. Can you imagine the stress of knowing that every decision you make could impact your family's future? It wasn't until that moment that I truly understood the depth of his struggles and how much he had been sacrificing for us all. We started brainstorming solutions together, trying to find ways to lighten his load in a more sustainable way. We decided on setting aside an hour or two every day where it was just daddy time. No kids, no me, no work, just him enjoying some peace and quiet. It's not going to fix everything overnight, but it's a start. As we continue navigating through this tough journey together, I realize how important it is for us all to support each other. The outpouring of love and encouragement from our community has been nothing short of amazing. You've all shown me that even in the darkest moments, there's always light if you look hard enough. So here's my call to action. Let's continue being a beacon of hope for those who are struggling silently like my husband was. Let's make an effort to check in on each other more often and offer support where we can. Because sometimes, all it takes is one person reaching out with kindness to turn things around. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'm grateful every day that there are people like you who care about each other deeply. Please keep sharing your stories in the comments below. They inspire us all to be better versions of ourselves. That's it for today, folks. Stay tuned for more heartfelt stories, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, take care and remember, no matter how tough things get, there's always hope around the corner. Good night, everyone, and let's keep spreading love and positivity wherever we go. Peace out.